Okay, so like, imagine a world, right, where like the stuff you buy, the things you need, it all comes from just your town.
Yeah.
Scary or exciting or kind of both. I mean, that's like what Echoes of Severance is looking at, right? This whole idea of what happens when like global trade falls apart.
It is, and it gets even more interesting when you look at how it happens in the project. It's not just like wars or disasters. It's like this new kind of, they're calling personalized sanctions.
Personalized sanctions. So not like a country gets sanctioned, but like
A person does.
a person. Wow. So like, what does that even mean?
Think about it, like all the things we rely on, banking, travel, even just buying stuff online, it's all tied to our digital lives, right?
Yeah, of course.
So in Echoes of Severance, they're saying like, what if that stuff gets controlled based on like your online activity, your politics, what you buy?
So it's like your data becomes this huge gatekeeper.
Exactly.
Wow. And that leads to like global trade basically breaking down.
Yeah, because now it's not just about countries trading, it's about individuals being able to even participate.
Right. And the project uses these really cool maps to like show this whole thing unfolding, right?
Yeah, they're amazing. They use like cartography and sacred geometry to kind of visualize all these connections we have globally and how easily they could be cut.
And they don't shy away from like strong imagery either, right?
Yeah.
I mean, comparing future communities to ancient caravanserais, that's pretty evocative.
I know, right? It's like taking us back to a time when trade was way more localized. Those caravanserais were like these essential hubs on trade routes, places for travelers to wrest trade information.
Like little pockets of resilience.
Exactly. And that's kind of what Echoes of Severance is suggesting, that in a world with personalized sanctions, these kinds of localized hubs might become crucial again.
So instead of huge global supply chains, we're back to relying on our immediate surroundings.
Right. Which means the skills and resources that are valuable would shift too.
Yeah, what would be like the most important things to know or have in that kind of world?
Well, the project highlights practical skills, knowing how to grow food repair things. Even bartering becomes really important.
Huh. Like a total make, do, and mend mentality.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting to think, are we already seeing some of that today?
You mean like the local food movement and all that?
Exactly. Is that maybe a sign of things to come?
It's pretty mind-blowing to think about. And this whole project was designed by an AI, right? Cabernet 8055.
Yeah, it's incredible how AI is being used in design now. They take huge amounts of data and use these complex mapping techniques to create these scenarios.
So it's like less about predicting the future and more about giving us like a framework to explore it through.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's not about being afraid, it's about thinking critically and maybe even preparing for a future that could be really different.
Definitely. And they end the project with this really thought-provoking question, right? What systems are you a part of and how vulnerable are you? Makes you really stop and think.
For sure. It's a good reminder that we're all connected in so many ways, and those connections can be fragile.
Well, thanks for joining us today on Exploring Futures as we took this deep dive into Echoes of Severance. If you found this interesting, be sure to share it with someone who might like it too. Until next time.